Ooh. Okay, so. Okay, so. Working. Ah. While that goes, I'm gonna grab. Okay. Ah. Turn the volume of that down a little bit so I can actually think. Okay. So. Let us get to work. Okay, so. First things first. I need to fix the position thing. So the position. Alright, so we go blop. Hello, thank you. So we want to do F. Wait, no, flip's not in the definition. So if it's flipped, I want to do no. And def dot. Oh. That should fix the position. Or not. Control C. Boop, boop, boop. Just go ahead. Let's try that now. Oh. Hmm. Five. Uh. Just let's remove that. It's going to be to the right of the player. No, it's not. Uh, This will put it to the right of the player. Left of the player. By a whole... multiply that. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how exactly the numbers are working here. I want to divide it by 2, right? And that would fix it, right? Wait, what? What did I have before? We're adding the offset. Oh, we're adding the offset. Oh, I know what to do. So that should set, yeah, so this will puts it in the center of the body, and then this is a offset. Okay. So when this happens, we want to do both. So what that will do is that will put it essentially off to the side, but it will be close to centered. Oh. As you can see, it's, if we remove the offset, it should then, now this is centered, so almost. So if I then do it should be centered both ways now. We send that way, and it's centered both ways. Yeah. Okay, so rotation is going to be Wait, did I do that? Did I do origin in the definition? I did. Okay, so um oop, so so that's width height, and then scale, and then rotation. So now I need a I need that so that I can get it to stop playing. If else frame is equal to frames, so there we go, anim dot play equals true, and then down here we go, anim dot play equal to true. Oh, can't type and just that should be the should not make a difference at the moment. Yeah, and then if anim dot I need to mess with the movement values a bit because it's not quite so responsive. Yep, that looks good. Oh, that's animations done. Also, you might think, because they're not done. You see, why is this so... I wish I could like just default make that small. Probably can, but I'm lazy. So... hello. Thank you. Animation Manager. Ooh. It's got a whole lot more interesting, didn't it? Hello, Itel Ord. I'm sorry I didn't see your message earlier. I have one monitor, and it's annoying. And I physically cannot have another monitor, because my desk is small, and I don't have a graphics card, so I only have one video output. Okay, so gonna need a collection of animations. We're going to do that using a hash map and class. Was it key value or value key? I think it was key value. Let's find out. Key value, yeah. I haven't done this in a while. It's gonna be called animations. Oh. Oh. Hello, hamster. My friend. Didn't know you did. Okay, so key value. The key is going to be a string name, and then the value is an animation. Oh. Bob. So we're gonna have a few functions called add now I could probably don't have to be safe here. Oh. Hello, Alexa. Okay, why is this updated but never queried? Oh, okay. To be safe or not to be safe? Should I be safe or not? I'm programming. To be safe or not to safe? Answer my question. Should I be safe or not to safe? Why are you posting my chat rules in? You're just gonna post my stream in the group chat. Gee, thanks. Very helpful. Okay, guess I am not gonna care about safety for now then. Right. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I and ba. I need more variables. Wow. So I need commitments. Bum, bum. So we're gonna ask for a
Changing jobs can be an exciting experience, but also a time to consider your finances. Thankfully, with an ANZ Everyday account, you can access clever tools and features that can help you get on top of your money, like seeing your spend by category in the ANZ app. So you can decide when to buy your lunch and when to save money for your next holiday. Click or tap on the banner to learn more. Eligibility criteria, T's and C's, fees and charges may apply. Consider if right for you.
Got your sports bag?
As a parent, you've got a lot on your to-do list. That's why the
Well.
Victorian government is making it easier for our kids to get the dental care they need, with an annual checkup and comprehensive dental treatment for free.
What?
We call it Smile
I can't
Squad,
push buttons.
and it's visiting every primary and secondary government school between now and 2022. Another thing you can check off your to-do list.
I am
Find out
making
more
just a
at
platformer.
smilesquad.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Well. Okay, so brain. I need my brain to work. If of course, I put that in the wrong function. Very helpful. Oh, whoops. Yeah, okay, Can I just like do that? No, okay. That my brain is not working at the moment. It needs to be warmed up. Okay, that is what one would call a big brain move. Not really, it's very simple. Yep. Of course. Hmm. There we go. So. A private final mission manager. I'll call it enemy. Copy that. And we're gonna have wait, so we want run bop. So that will default set it. So then we want to do get anim, and we want run. Wait. One more class. Public animation. Pop. Get cut. Ah, buttons. I did make Flappy Bird once. I believe. Yosa. Go on. Yeah. 3 viewers, that's the most viewers I've ever had in my life. I'm so popular. Wow. Okay, it should all be fixed. Yep. Look, we have an unsafe operation. Where? Raw use of... Oh. Da 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 do 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 do. Da 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 do 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 do. Da 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 do do. Da 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 do. Okay, what's the problem? I was not paying attention. Alright. Oh, alright, so that fixes that problem. I'm so smart. Wow. Okay, For some reason I thought that would take longer, but it didn't. Which means I have to get on to the more complicated bit. Which I was kind of hoping not to do today. Well, at least not to start. Oh. Haha, I do have something else to do. So, I have to make a util to get the images the way I want them to. Get regions, I guess, is a good one. So I want an image. Right. And we want a int x, int y. They want the width, the height, and int number of frames. Do 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 text regions bo 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 do 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 and we put it up. Just put that there, and that should fix that. Do, do, do. So this file.
Is Mum into this? Does Dad chill out to this? And do the kids love?
Because a texture can be referred to as a texture region,
Spotify Premium family, your music recommendations will be based on only what
and
you
that works
listen to, and not that of
because
family members. Try it free for 1 month. Tap the banner to learn more.
but and then we want an image divided by height. Image dot get height. Another one. Alright, so, but my brain froze again. Hmm. I hope I know what I'm doing here. I do hope I know what I'm doing here. If first thing we want to check is if the x plus sx um more I don't need brackets. Multiplied by width, and that will make it skip along by the frame, and then I add the starting is less than image dot minus width. And then we want to check essentially the same thing, except with Wait, no, stop. Then we want to do break, because that means that there won't be enough room for one. So we'll skip this and then we'll move on to the next Y level, if that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, I'm out of hydration. Okay. So that will loop. So it will go by rows. And then if it's not enough room at the end, it will skip down. Meaning that the section supplied has to be a perfect cut. Int max x int max y. Do 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 do. Or do 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 do. If it's greater than or equal to, then that will mean it's out of the bounds. Which we cannot do, otherwise errors happen, which we do not want. I'm out of hydration fluid. No. I'll refill that in a bit. Actually, I'll do that right now. And I'll continue talking because I can, because my headset is wireless. Ha 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 ha. I've outsmarted you, outsmarting it. So, well, should probably explain what that is. That is, will automatically, if you give it an image, a text on an image, it will automatically divide it into different frames that you specify using the numbers you specify. So that way I can input a whole image and then get out the specific frames that I want and it will only take up one line of code instead of 3 lines of code like it was before. And this ice is not agreeing with me. Okay, there we go. Okay, hydration fluid acquired. There. So, for each Y level, it will go through all the possible aims. If it is outside of the bounds, then it will skip. Or break this loop, meaning that we'll go back to this loop, which will then start this loop again on a different Y. So, and we do a similar thing. Here, except x becomes y. Bomb. And width becomes height. Bum 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 bum. Oh, and a lowercase x is going lowercase y is going to become uppercase y. Boom. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, that also needs a capital H. Oh, not that though. And then that will break it if it's out of the y bounds, which would mean it would just be out, and it would stop it. Now, now that we've done all that checking, we get to do, we go regions, and this is going to be the y plus x is equal to a new, oh I have caps lock on, new texture region. We supply an image, okay. Thank you for actually bringing up the helpful thing now. X is going to be x multiplied by the width, adding the start x onto it, and the y is going to be the y multiplied by the height, and adding the start y onto it. The width is the width, and the height, height is the height, and that is that. That should work. So I should, where's it? I should be able to replace this bit with a render util dot get regions, and we want to set it. Put in the image. Wait, what? Actually, no. Stop. Not there. Go. New. Texture region. Pass it in image. Can I get off with that? It's not gonna tell me. I think I can. Yeah. So start X. Start X. Where is start X? So That's 1, 2, 3. 3 multiplied by 12. 3 times 12. Oh. 3 times 12. Start y, 0. Then why is the helpful thing gone? So it's max x, max y. So max x is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 12. 5 times 12. Then we have the width, 12, height, 12. And then the count is 2. Can I not just like plug in an image? Extra. Yeah. No, I can. So, what am I getting wrong?
There are so many benefits to being active and getting your
What?
movement, but a lot of kids aren't moving enough.
Oh.
Active kids are
Oh, I
healthier,
mean,
happier, and more resilient. So let's encourage our kids to get there.
max y.
Whatever gets them moving gets them active. Kids just have to move for 15
1.
minutes, 4 times a day to get
I have to
instant
do 1.
benefits.
And then
Healthier, happier
it'll be
kids.
12. And then
Visit
2.
education.vic.gov.au/move or
Okay.
Queensland Government, Melbourne. Is Mum into this?
Let's run it. And we will see.
Dad, chill out to this?
Aha, we have errors.
And do the kids love?
So, it's a null point exception.
Why not? With your own account on Spotify
In
Premium
the
Play, your music
animation
recommendations will
line.
be based on only what you listen to and not that of your family members. Try it free for 1 month. Tap the banner to learn more.
It's null. What do you mean it's null? How is it null? It's what? That makes no sense. Where is it null? How is it run? I'm confused. Hydration. How? What? What exactly? I'm assuming it's a frame that is... Well, let's find out. No. The frame is null. That makes no sense. Do, 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 do. How many times does this happen? No times. It doesn't. It's not. What? This is. If the y is greater than or equal to. Or this is the. This calculates the actual position in the image. And if it's greater than or equal to the max y, which I probably shouldn't be saying max y, I should be saying. Yeah, I should be saying max y. Yeah, max y. My brain's just. But minus height. Oh, it's max y minus height, meaning the max. Ah, ah, do do. Oh, that's a good one. I just realized I'm not in this in the playlist anymore. There you go. That was a shorter place than I thought. I just hope no copyrighted music was played, because otherwise it'll be muted. Okay, back up to here, and max y should be 1 multiplied by 12. So it's 1 frame. Why is it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm just doing that for sure. And it didn't change anything. Multiply by the height. And then we adding the start y. Which again, it should just be 0. And it should be, and it's not greater than or equal to the max x. Max y is 12 now. Meaning that it's the region height. The height minus 12. this should be less than the, so, but I'm not getting things in this one, meaning that it would have to break. So if I put that there, I should get output. Except I don't. What? Long as y is this, then xy. Yeah, it should. I could just do that, but that is going to not change a thing. No. Why? Why is it not even, it's not even outputting. It's not printing. How about this? Instead of breaking, we're gonna do this. Of course, probably gonna. What? So. It's. What? It should have gone across. But it broke. It the the loop this loop is breaking when it shouldn't. Why? So as long as the x is, you know, less is okay. First of all, yeah, that should not.
As a parent, you've got a
This
lot
one
on
should
your
not
to-do
be
list. That's why the
greater
Victorian
than or equal
government
to.
is making it
It should just
easier
be
for
greater
our
than, because
kids to
equal
get
to
the dental
could
care
also
they
be.
need with an annual checkup and comprehensive dental treatment for free. We call it Smile Squad, and we'll be visiting every primary and secondary government school between now and 2022. Another thing you can check off your to-do list. Find out more at smilesquad.vic.gov.au.
So
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
x is 512. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not going to count as less. It's not going to be greater than. It's not less than. It's equal. So now that I remove that, it should not break. That's why. Or not. Why? 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 I don't understand. I do not understand. Just gonna remove that and that and run it now. X plus Y. That is just going to get as many. But that might have been the issue. This. Whoops. That might have been the issue. Let's find out. Oh. Error. Array index out of bounds. But if I put the break back in there, it might not be out of bounds. And you still get the error. If I remove that. Yeah, this is the problem. If I remove that, if I remove that. But why is it doing that? It shouldn't be doing that. I don't understand. What exact? So, we start at y0. We then check whether or not it's in bounds, which it should be, because it should be 0, which is less than 12. No, let's just completely scrap the bit where we check whether or not we're even in the image. And let's try it now. Do we get the same error? Yes. Y times height will give us which tile essentially we're on. So y0 would be here, y1 would just be here. But y1 times the height would be here. The entire one tile long, because the height is the height of the tile. Same thing with the width. Right. We then add the starting y onto it, which in this case is 0, and then the starting x in this case. Do 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 do. It doesn't doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. Hmm. How long have I been streaming? An hour. How about instead how that is going to completely ignore this bit right here. It's still going down rather than going across. Why? That is makes no sense. If it's greater than right. So like so yeah, we're gonna have the fx and the int fy. So as long as the fx fy fx plus fy, and we're gonna think of this so frames across 2. We're gonna say 1 because it starts from 0 because it's the array. Right. Go 2 and then 1, and then I can, so it should be fx, and then it should minus 2, right? Minus 1, minus 1. Let's try this. We get an error. Another null point error exception. Why? Should I not do the minus 1 bit here? Because that would just be 0. Oh. Wait. So that stops it from going down. And now we have another null pointer exception. Wait, no, array out of bounds index. Minus 2. Yet it is not. Why? Why? That makes no sense. It makes absolutely 0 sense for it to be like that. Why is it not getting the next one along? So x plus y. So first round, this should be 0. 0 is less than 2, less than 3, minus 2. Should be 1. What? And then we have right out of index, out of bounds.
With Spotify Premium Family's explicit content filter, stop unwanted guests from ruining
That
your
was probably
moment.
the problem.
Try it
Yeah.
free for 1 month. Tap the banner to learn more.
Can I do this? But we don't need to minus 1. What? Except we do. Minus 1s. Simply because of the y. If there's 1, then that should be count as 0. 1 on y should count as 0, so minus 1, which makes up for that. Yeah, okay. That was far more complicated than that needed to be. I can see why this solution works, and why, you know, I have to minus 1, but I don't understand why the other one didn't. This one is simpler, and just, it will, sort of automatically does that. Does things. Now for 2 frames, it actually almost would look better to just have it, have it partially, just 2 new texture regions, but Can I do... Can I do that now? No. No, I can't. Okay. I... Hmm. Sure, I want to set up a, but whatever it's called, asset management system as well. So it would essentially just contain an array of the different assets, a hash map, and I could reference them by name, by key. Do, do, do. I haven't actually used the asset management thing. Wiki. Graphic. Isn't it graphics? Managing your assets right there, right under graphic. So what you do is you load, and then so so I could just stick in um oh, by the way, I want to do that, and then that way I can change them. So by default this should be, oh, by the way, this is sort of where everything originates. Sort of. I say sort of, because this is part of the API and through. So I changed this. Yeah. This. Well, actually, technically, it's this where everything originates, because this is the class that's run, and that just configures everything, and then that passes it onto this class, which we then use the API, the game API. I we set up a scene thing, we clear the screen, and then we update. Very simple, isn't it? So when we want to declare a new scene, we declare it here. Oh, whoops. And the game of these should not be final. None of them should be final. Those are just default values. To be fair, none of these shouldn't even be in this one. They should be in a different class. But hey, using a static resource. I never call game.batch or game.world, I don't think, as I believe they are passed into the scene manager. This looks complicated, doesn't it? Should I just like explain what things do? Yeah, so as I explained, everything you then pass over to here and you update, and it does the physics world, and then it does all of that other stuff. And this is for events which I have yet to use. Speaking of which, I did want to change that to be more user friendly. Instead of using IDs, I can determine whether or not a function is what type of an event the function is looking for through a parameter. And then that way you don't need to know the names of things, because currently the events use a key system, like a hash map. So you have to know the name of the stuff. You need to know the key if you want to get the data. But I could instead, but if each event has its own class for the parameter that contains information, then that would be easier. Probably shouldn't do that at the moment though. Oh, whoa. Eh, eh, you saw nothing. I need a second monitor. An hour and a half-ish. What do I want to do? Is there anything else I want to do? I guess I could mess with the player's values, because it's a little slidey. Needs to excel faster. Still think it needs to excel faster. Let's go straight up to 5. Then that should only be 5 frames. Also need to change the way, I need to change the way the dash works, because right now it just multiplies your current velocity. Instead, I should check which way I'm facing, and then I should just set. Don't increase, I should set.
Keep catching up with mates. Go to work safely.
And keep doing the things we love.
Also, it takes like a second
The testing
to
location
like
is
get
at
off the wall because I have like a slight you're moving when you're moving towards the wall, you have a slight extra pressure, just so that things will register. Should I? I'm also debating whether or not I should make things slightly bigger. I could do that just using the zoom of the camera. Uh, oh yeah, this looks extra complicated, doesn't it? We have a camera, we have a debug render so that you can see the physical bodies, and a raycast render which is of my own creation. And I don't know why, but I've recreated this so many times. Not during this development, but this is like this one is the fourth like iteration, and they're all pretty much the same. Um, cause it's cause I've sort of needed it, but for some reason just wrote it from scratch. Every time. Don't know why. It's because I don't have my own dedicated API, which I mean I'm sort of making in the process of making this game because I want a dedicated API that is all my own things. And I tried making these things, but I didn't really think. But I went about it poorly. I was just like, I'm gonna make an API, and then I just had a test game to test the API. But I didn't. What I should have been doing is what I'm doing now is actually making and proof the API while I'm developing the game. That way, it has what I need. It's not overly complex, and it's designed well. It's designed to actually be functional. Because I tried making it an API for myself twice before. I mean, a lot of this, like the utility, like the raycast renderer, which is this, which renders the raycast, and the book, this, um, which by the way, I believe if in the API I had like multiple of these functions, because at the moment I only have one, and it should be called create box, except it's not. It's used as a shape. But yeah, um, yeah, no, it shouldn't be called create box because you input the shape yourself. So a lot of this is similar, like the scene system, some of the util stuff. This I believe I've made before. This animation system, similar animation system. It's never going to be like the same. And the event system is this is a one-off actually. First time I've made that. Constants. Everybody with that uses um, this this framework, which is libgdx, which is what my API is being built of. Its place, everything, everyone that uses this has a constants class, or multiple constant classes, generally for different things. So, it updates the scene manager and it passes the delta time and the batch, the sprite batch, which you need to render things. So if we go to scene manager, it looks complicated. It's not that complicated. So, you add scene, you can clear scenes, you can remove scenes. Yeah, so we change scenes and we supply a new, well, it says scenes, because of the way that I've designed this. And I haven't yet to actually use the extra functionality I've added to this scene system, but I'm going to use it because what it does is we have an update queue. You can bleh, bleh. You can update and render them in different orders and whatnot. And why is this orders? Well, that's because you can have multiple scenes running at the same time. And so the scenes, so those are the current scenes. And then the order of updating, the order render, and then this is queue. These are the queues. The reason they're queues is so it stores the data until the it's finished updating, because we can't change the all this information in the middle of um, the scene while the scene's updating. The scenes, plural, updating. Because then it will throw errors, because you would be removing the scene that is currently doing things, and that will just causes so many errors. You need to wait until it's done. And of course, we're not going to change the other information that isn't as it's sensitive because it will disrupt the flow of all the stuff. Because it will change, because you might be changing the order they're updating in, which usually you wouldn't be, but just in case, just in case, because if you are, then you're changing, then it won't be updating and rendering in the order that it's supposed to be for this collection of scenes, because that update and render order would be for the stored scenes.
What are you doing?
Sorry about that. Just wouldn't make sense. It's stupid. So I did that. So I've yet to. Well, it's only because I have one scene, and that's for rendering, for test, just getting things up and running. So updates rather lengthy process. So first we check the update order. Wait, the update before we render. So you update via the order, and technically doing this, you could update a scene multiple times each update cycle. And also, it's optional to actually have that. So if it's empty, so the length is 0, then it will just update via the order the scenes are set when you add them. Because the scene collection of scenes, the order they are in their own collection. Same thing here. And then this is checking whether or not there are scenes queued. So we clear scenes, and that's just scenes are clear. We then set scenes. So you can just set the scenes. However, that's a terrible idea. This should probably be private, as if you. I'm not going to do that because it. Also, yeah. Instead of using a traditional full loop instead of enhanced full loop, because this is a libgdx array. and it will, if there's embedded loops, which there definitely are. Wait, actually no, not in this one. Not in this, because this is just adding this in. If there's embedded loops, it will throw errors. The reason is to prevent a weird bug that happens with normal. That sometimes happens, even though that bug is sort of rare. They have protection against it, which can often be quite annoying. Anyway, so yeah, this should. What's this supposed to be? Okay. Oh, perhaps I should not have done that. That's not null. Yeah, so this collection cannot be null. A collection is, well, as it sounds, a collection. Yeah, for safety reasons they should be private, but there might be situations where you might use it. I'm not sure what situations, but yeah. No, cannot do that. Because it's the scene queue that's disposing. Because even though it's the queue, it's disposing in the scenes, and there are loops in that, which we do not want to do. It,
Play some music on Spotify.
Playing music.
and that goes to the scene.
Stopping music.
Why is
With Spotify Premium Family, the Family Mix playlist ensures
uh
every song is just
okay?
right for family-friendly
Wait,
listening.
what?
Try it free for 1 month. Tap the banner to learn more.
Oh, it's giving. Oh, that's thanks to a plugin. It's telling me that would be. It's because I previously had batch up again, batch up in there, but I removed that even though the the batch will be flushed. So when it ends, it's when you begin it, and then when you begin it, it flushes it to essentially resets it, sort of. Well, it resets after it renders. But when you flush the batch, what you're doing is you're taking it out of memory. So it stores everything in memory, and then it puts it down over to um, the GPU to be rendered when it's rendering. When you flush batch, you're removing it from the memory. Well, at least you're removing it from the faster memory, I guess, the faster area, um, because that is required. Um, because it essentially you can have it as essentially multiple layers of that. Um, that being said, I forget. I forget. Am I doing? Yeah, I'm doing it here, which I probably shouldn't do here, because I should give the option to do other things, like X. No, I should probably be doing it for each entity would probably be the better option. Probably a better idea. In case there's other things you're doing. But you shouldn't start it and outside of the entity, so above it, so in the scene, as there may be reason, as an entity might not actually render anything. Meaning that you just waste that batch bus was useless and it just took up resources, which you did not want to do. Should I explain this monstrosity? Well, it's not monstrosity, but yeah. I could. I might. So we getting the world and the getting the world and the raycast renderer, so that we can use them in here. The reason it's not for movement. It's for raycasts. We need the world to raycast. I'll show you why we're raycasting. Oh, here. This is a better way to show why we're raycasting. If I just run it. Of course. That is in scene manager. I don't know why, but that annotation has never worked. Has always thrown up errors. It's saying it does. Yeah, it just does that. It's annoying. Here's a better way to explain. So you see those little lines? Those are the raycasts. The little lines coming out of the box. You'll notice there are the red lines as well, so those are the normal. So I need them to check that if I'm on the ground. I can't just say, am I colliding with the ground? Because the way I have it set up is player, world. And I can have more. It's because there are limited options. There's only 8 options. This is just 4-bit, but I can have, if I was being accurate, see how these line up. Each one represents a layer, and one can be and then when you're inputting them into the body, because these are how you. So you need to specify which layer this body is on, and which layers it's allowed to collide with. And of course, it itself can be on multiple layers, and it can collide with multiple layers. So it's like, think of these ones as a tick and the zeros as an empty box. So yeah. Do I want to be on this layer or this layer or this layer? And then this is just defining preset layers currently. And the reason I'm not just going to say, hey, am I colliding with this? Because I could just check if I'm colliding with something. Is because that's not a good way. Because I could be colliding with the wall. And I don't want it. Because that would just be if, hey, am I colliding with the world? Right? In order to determine what's a wall, what's a floor, what's a certain type of platform that I can jump through maybe. I would need a different layer for each of them. Now, there are layers to spare at the moment, but in a more complex game, like are there melee attacks, projectiles, enemies, sort of a thing, right? Each of those should have their own layer, That way I can control how they interact with each other properly. And I don't want to have waste. I should not waste room. Waste room on that. Because by having a different layer for a wall and the floors and like say a different type of platform, that's 3 layers that I might need for something else, which is why I just have one for the world, right? And then I have a raycast to check. Hey, I have a raycast underneath me to check if there's part of the world underneath me and whatnot, and that way I can just check whether or not there's part of the world to my side that I'm touching on the side or below me or above me. And of course there is like a slight, and of course it goes slightly away from the hitbox, which is a good thing because it means I can jump before I touch on the ground again. That being said, I should probably like queue jumps. Like if I do not have a double jump available, I should queue them. Right, player. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, that's why I have that. We have the velocity, so I control how I'm moving and the position. We have, this is the shape, width, height, width. We divide it by 2 because box tree, which is the physics library, takes from the center. So I should not have closed that. So when you apply the width, it's gonna think from here to here. But if your width is from here to here, it's gonna be double the width than what you want, which is why you half it. Same with the height. I'll leave that open just in case. And then the util, much easier than if I didn't use the util. If you look at this util, to create a simple box is this many lines of code. Now, keep in mind, I can remove a lot of these that I'm not using, that I can just leave as their default, but still more lines of code than if I were to do this. And then we have the animation, update. So, if on the floor, we set the velocity of y to gravity, the reason is we always want a constant down pressure. That way we don't end up hovering slightly above the ground, because again the raycasts go outside of the player. Yeah, and if we just set it to 0 when on the ground, then we could end up hovering above the ground. And if we're not on the floor, we do that. Why is it less than or equal to 0? Because gravity is... yeah. It's less than 0. From the wall. Oh, that's jumping off the wall. And the reason we check it it's kind of hard to actually explain all of this. I probably shouldn't explain. I should probably stop streaming now. As it's been almost 2 hours. Okay, so I am going to, where is get commit, a new commit. We're going so added animation system animation system added added a render util modified game Java to be more flexible. That's about it. Commit. It's going to tell me a ton of things that I don't really care about because 20 no errors warnings. Okay, commit. So now we go and then we want to push. I should probably have like a stable. That being said, I don't push until until the code is functional. So, yep. Remote merge. There shouldn't be anything though. Viewer received commit. Did I really just have like an empty commit? And it should still work absolutely fine because pretty sure that did not change a thing. Yeah. Okay. Actually, let me go to my GitHub. Ah. No. Haha. You don't see, though. Oh, no, I want to sign in, not create an account. Why you got to do this to me? Bloop. Now, cool. Ah. Added the animation. So this should be render, and then, okay. It's fine. Is this, wait. Is this a public repository at the moment? Yeah, it's public. Blump. Okay. Can I change my...
Where? Hi, Ruth.
No, I can't change that. Okay.
taking
is
Bruce for a walk then.
so
Get a jacket on.
there you go.
You can't. You have no gift.
Hello.
I'll take the dog for a walk.
Link to the GitHub if you want to look at the code or whatever. And
For a walk when you can do that while I'm gone.
I will see you in the next stream, guys. Also, am I still in